Okay, let's meet John Brown. John Brown. So he is an incredibly divisive historical figure, as you can probably tell from this image. So some consider him to be a terrorist. Some consider him to be completely insane. Some others believe him to be a martyr for the abolitionist cause. So still a very divisive one as far as historians are concerned. So some background on him. So, as a child, with his parents, his home in Ohio was a major hub on the Underground Railroad. So, he is exposed to the abolition movement quite young. He's eventually going to move out. He'll train as a minister, but he really does run a tannery. So, he's very religious as a result. He's not really operating as a minister per se, but it's definitely going to highlight some of his decisions later on. So, he runs a tannery, but he's struggling. He loses his wife and his children to illness, and so he starts over. He moves to Massachusetts, which of course is a major abolitionist region, and he becomes quite zealous. So this is a word that is generally attributed to this man. So he is a zealous member of the abolitionist movement there. So he believes in aggressive abolition. He believes that violence is okay in this if it gets the job done. And he decides to dedicate his life to abolition after the murder of fellow abolitionist Elisha Lovejoy in 1837. So he and his sons are going to be assisting slaves in escaping to the North on a pretty regular basis. So pretty active member there. He's also an active participant in Bleeding Kansas, which happens in 1856. So if you're rusty on that, please go back and revisit your notes on that. But he is present there at a few of those battles there. So review the Border Ruffians, Lecompton Constitution. So he's a part of what's going on there. So he's going to be at some of those major battles there at Pottawatomie Creek and Osawatomie Creek. So he becomes a hero in the eyes of these northern extremists, so other kind of zealous followers of abolition, and he's becoming a well-known name. And so he capitalizes this with an event known as the Raid on Harper's Ferry. So many historians today believe that we need to look at Harper's Ferry as a dress rehearsal for the Civil War. So the goal here was to attack the arsenal. So there's an arsenal there. And so the goal is to seize weapons and to abduct pro slavery leaders in the region, one of which was a descendant of George Washington. So Brown and his men will take the armory, but a lot of things go wrong and they will soon be surrounded. And I don't want to give too much away because you're going to watch a little video from the Smithsonian that will kind of lay out all of the things that go wrong there. But in the end, he is captured. He will be hanged as a traitor. Thoreau will end up writing a piece about him called The Plea for Captain John Brown. John Brown's Body is a really popular song during the Civil War. So usually it's put to the battle hymn of the Republic, John Brown, body of moldering in the ground. So he becomes this hero to the Northern cause for sure. But he is seen as a danger in another way as well. So many historians today believe that secession moves a lot faster after John Brown's raid because the Southerners start getting a little bit more nervous that you have white abolitionists like John Brown willing to pick up a gun and try to solve their problems that way. So the quote there at the top left, this is what he says after the death of Elisha Lovejoy, and this is how he dedicates his life to abolition. So he says, "Here before God, in the presence of these witnesses, I consecrate my life to the destruction of slavery." And this quote on the right is what he says at his execution. "The crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away, but with blood."